Before I start this video, I'd like to mention real quick to you guys that I'm going to be promoting a really cool app/website called FanDuel. Now, for those of you who haven't heard of it, what FanDuel is it is basically a fantasy sports site. You can do fantasy football, fantasy baseball, fantasy basketball, and fantasy hockey, and there's a ton of stuff you can do on this site, guys. You could play for free, or you could deposit money and win more money than you deposited. There's cash contests on here. There's weekly contests with, right now, there's one going with a $2 million prize, which is absolutely insane. So that's one you guys should definitely check out. There's tons of contests listed every single day based on all sorts of sports. You guys can play for free, or you can deposit a minimum of $10 and win some money possibly. You know, I'm not guaranteeing it, but it could happen. It's a really cool website. I personally am using it right now, and I will be setting up a league that you guys can join me in and come play some fantasy football with me. Use code GBLN on sign up under the referral code section. If you guys want to help me out, I would greatly appreciate it, and it would definitely help me. And also, if you guys are super into fantasy sports, this is a really great site. They're really reliable. They have some really cool features that other fantasy sites just don't have. And also, out of all the fantasy sites that I've played on, I've done a little bit of fantasy in my day, they have some of the highest payouts for the contests, and they just have a lot of really cool features that allow you to make some money doing what you enjoy doing. So if you guys are into fantasy sports, highly recommend you check out FanDuel. Peep the link in the description below. It will be at the very top, and I thank you guys so much if you do choose to sign up. I hope you guys enjoy FanDuel. I know that I will be, and anyways, let's dive into the video. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today I'm coming in with a video talking about doing acid alone versus doing acid with friends. But before I dive into that, I would like to mention a couple things. First off, I want to talk about that first minute and a half of the video that you guys are probably already fucking shitting on my dislike button for. But basically, I got to deal with FanDuel, which is a really cool app like you already heard 10 fucking hours of, so I'm not going to speak any more on it. But you know, basically, they offered me an incentive to promote them, so that's all I'm going to say. I want to clarify that that is a promoted thing, that is a sponsored thing. You know, get that out there. Goblin ain't doing no shady shit. I ain't pulling no CSGO lotto, I swear. But you know, if you guys are interested in supporting me, I did see a comment on my last video, some dude saying that he would donate to my Patreon if I had one. That's basically the same thing. If you sign up for FanDuel and you make a deposit, that directly supports me. And not only that, you get to play with me. So, I mean, that's pretty fucking lit. That's pretty cool. That's the only time I want to talk about that. I just wanted to clarify that is a paid advertisement, and I did accept that. I hope that doesn't alter the quality of the videos for you guys or anything. I hope that doesn't, you know, make you unsub or anything. This is only going to be going on for like a week. Like, not very long. So yeah, anyways, either way, drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and let's dive into it. So tripping alone versus tripping with friends. Now, these are two very different things in my experience. You know, tripping alone is more of like a self-centered, like get lost in your mind kind of experience, and tripping with friends is like this whole different experience. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I prefer and why, and you know, the differences between the two, because although you're doing the same drug, your mind is so altered and you're in such a different state of being on acid that the setting and like the place and just what is occurring around you can completely alter your trip. Like a bad trip and a good trip almost seem like two different drugs. It's completely insane. And like, if you're experienced with acid, you're able to handle yourself alone. But tripping alone is not something that I would recommend for new acid users. That's the first thing. If you're tripping for like, I'd say if you haven't dropped at least like 5 times, you probably should not trip alone. You need like some decent experience with L in order to be able to like handle tripping alone. Because a lot of times what happens when you drop acid alone is you kind of get lost in your mind almost, which is like, it kind of sounds weird. It's hard to explain, but like a lot of times you will overthink things really heavy, kind of like when you're laying in bed at night and like it's like 4 a.m. and you can't fall asleep and you're just thinking about how you fucked up everything in your life. And also, I don't know if you guys can hear my like dryer going off in the background. It plays a little song, but it's a beautiful little song. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but either way. So tripping alone, like I was saying, you get lost in your thoughts a lot, and like it's a lot more intense than when you just like daydream or anything. Like, you know, sometimes when you're sober, like off another drug or something, you're like just thinking about something for a while and you lose focus. With acid, when I say get lost in your thoughts, I mean like it feels like you are placed in your thoughts, like literally, and you're walking around your brain as if it's a maze. Like you just keep thinking and like you can't focus on other things because you are thinking. And sometimes if you're not like experienced with acid, that's a really like scary thing to be able to like, because you overthink a lot and you will think negatively. Like you will talk down to yourself, you will like things will happen. Like, it's unpredictable. Like, everyone's trip is different, but if you're tripping alone, you get lost in your thoughts, especially if you're like a new acid user. It's spooky, dude. It's scary. Like, I love it personally. I like just sitting there and thinking when I'm tripping, like just doing nothing, just booling. And I personally prefer tripping alone, actually, over tripping with friends. At least nowadays I do. But that's also one of the downsides of acid. When you're with friends, you don't really get lost in your mind, which is like, it depends on what kind of person you are, really. It depends on, like, you know, what you like more. Do you like being more like in depth and like discovering yourself and all that cheesy shit, or do you just want to trip balls and like go see colors and smoke a bunch of fucking weed with your friends? Like, that's basically the difference, you know. And like, when you're with friends, you don't really get lost in your thoughts, but it's like, it's really weird because, like, I don't know, my first couple times, I didn't trip alone until I was, like, well into doing acid actively. Like, when I first started tripping, it was always with friends, and every single time, we would always have these really, like, odd revelations about something or conversations. Like, you will be talking about something and think you have just, like, discovered the Holy Grail, and you are, like, geniuses. Like, you will get into, like, conversations that you believe are in depth and like really deep and meaningful, but in reality, if you were sober and you heard yourself, you're probably just talking about like a fucking hockey game. Like, it's just some stupid shit. But like, you get really like insightful when you're with people. At least for me, that's how I get. And I don't know, it's nice, but like, the other thing with tripping with friends that is like a really, really good like plus is that if, let's say, you have a bad trip, it is significantly easier to get out of when you're with people. Getting out of a bad trip alone, I mean, I've never really had a bad trip. I've been pretty lucky, but like, I've had friends who have had bad trips and I've seen it happen. I could never imagine getting out of a bad trip alone. That sounds like a fucking horrible time. Like, that's something, like, that's why I say you need to be careful tripping alone versus like tripping with friends, like if you're new to acid. Because if you trip alone and like you have a bad trip, it's gonna fuck you. And that's another thing, like, when you're tripping, like, in general, really, like, alone or with friends, like, with friends, it doesn't matter as much, like, you don't need to have, like, the perfect setting, I guess you could say, to do it, because you're just with your homies. So as long as you're with people you like, and, like, I mean, like, genuine friends. I'm not talking, like, some random people, because, like, when you trip with random people, it'll make you feel really uncomfortable. Like, it'll make you feel, like, really, really, like, iffy about the situation. You'll just, like, tweak out. Like, if you trip with people you don't really hang out with very often, you'll just kind of, like, be looking at them like, the fuck is dude doing, dude? Who the fuck is dude? Like, I don't fuck with dude. You'll look to your friend who's also tripping. You'll be like, hey, I don't fuck with dude. He'll be like, yeah, fuck dude. I don't like dude. It'll just go poorly, dude. It won't be the ideal scenario. That's just my personal experience also. I understand that a lot of you guys have probably had very different experiences on acid, but in my personal experience, like, if you're doing it with people in general, make sure that it's close friends, not like just some random motherfuckers you blow dope with on the side on occasion. Like, make sure you're with real ass homies and like real good close friends and shit. Whereas like, when you're tripping alone, since you don't have the option of like being with close friends, like bonding with other people, you more have to just ensure you have a really nice setting, kind of. Like, not necessarily a plan, just like make sure you're in a nice place that you like to be. Like, if you had a bad day and you're pissed off and you want to like drop acid to forget about it, you're gonna have a bad trip. And you got to make sure like you have a really good day. It's like, I like nice weather, but not everyone likes nice weather. Some people like tripping when it's raining. Some people like tripping at night. I personally like wait till it's sunny out and like warm out to trip, which is why I only really drop acid in the summer. I've never dropped in the winter, actually. That's something I need to do, like when it's snowing out. I mean, but anyways, I'm getting off track. But, you know, basically, like, it's really more dependent on the scenario when you're tripping alone. Like, you have to make sure that you have everything set perfectly. Like, you know, all the candles lit, all the cocks out, or else shit could go haywire. It's not a guarantee it's going to. You might still have a hoot and a holler, but shit might go haywire. And another tip I have, whether you're with friends or alone, get some fucking orange juice, dude, because orange juice is the shit when you're tripping. Like, in general, it's the shit, but when you're tripping, I don't know what it is in the orange juice. I don't know what's doing it. I don't know the science behind it, but the rumors that it makes you trip harder are true. I swear to God, dude, it really does. But either way, I don't know. I just want to talk about that real quick in this video. Hope you guys did enjoy, and let me know what your thoughts are on tripping with friends versus tripping alone in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and once again, check out FanDuel and sign up using my link and use code GBLN in the description below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Netflix and chill, let's watch some Narco.
In my cup, the color Harpo. Got 50-inch cargo. Used to sit and watch my car go. Valet asked me how to park those. I'm scanning niggas like a bar.